Bam,
bam, bam. Welcome back to our
bam.
channel.
Welcome back, fam.
Yeah, but it is definitely the end of our Love Month
Sadly,
series.
so we need to bid the series goodbye.
Yeah.
But yeah, how have you found the series so far? If you have not already watched the previous videos,
They're in a playlist.
in a playlist, it's simplified for you guys. You can always go back, catch up, take out your notes and your notepads and exam pad maybe.
Write
you
your
know.
notes and then write your notes in the comment section. You know?
And we want to converse and have an open communication. But yeah, I mean, if you're just joining us, by the way, I am Dise.
And I am Reho.
Yes, and together we go by Reho Dise. Yeah, there's a whole history behind that name. Again, man, there are videos for you guys to catch up on. So link
So
above.
many.
Go check it out.
Yep.
But yeah, babe.
Yeah, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Listen, today we are starting off with the verse of today from Matthew 26:37-39, which reads, "He took Peter and Zebedee's two sons, James and John, and he became anguished and distressed. He told them, 'My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me.' He went on a little further and bowed with his face to the ground, praying, 'My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine.'"
Wow. That's Jesus being vulnerable
Yep.
to the point of, wow. He says here, to the point of death. He was so crushed and anguished and he was in so much grief.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is the topic
Sure.
for this week, which is vulnerability and intimacy.
Yeah, well, and this topic is very, how can I say, it is a sensitive one, like all of them have been, really. Because intimacy, as we know now, because we've shared on another video, there's so many videos, right? There's another video where we discuss the different phases or different forms of intimacy.
Which
Intimacy,
there's so many.
yes, it's not just the physical intimacy that we all know as tlof. No, there's other intimacy, emotional, and so forth and so on. So today we want to discuss more the emotional intimacy, which is very important in a relationship.
Listen, I think that the most important thing in a relationship, I don't
Yeah.
think it makes a relationship. I think if there is no sexual intimacy but
Yeah.
more emotional intimacy,
Yeah.
a relationship will survive. My personal opinion.
So you say, if there was more emotional but no physical,
Yeah,
the relationship can still survive, right?
100%. From
I
my
agree.
From my standpoint,
I actually do
if
agree.
we yeah, don't have to go sexual,
Yeah.
but we are more emotional because there's more deeper connection. And remember, this intimacy doesn't only apply to opposite sex relationship. It also applies to friendships, to your parents, your sisters, your siblings,
Colleagues,
your colleagues.
and so
There's
forth, yeah.
still a level of intimacy that you need to reach with certain people
Yeah.
for the relationship to work.
Yeah, and I think emotional intimacy sort of sets up that physical intimacy as well. I think it can become more passionate physically if we're emotionally connected.
100%.
Because I don't think that if we're just cloffing and
Yeah.
there's no
you're gonna feel
connection
empty.
here.
You're gonna feel so empty after
Yeah.
if you just have just cloth. It's just gonna be at the end of the day
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be love making, and
Yeah.
that's why there's a difference between love making and sex, because love making there is so much emotion involved,
Behind
and that's
it.
because of intimacy.
That's it. But now let's bring it back to the emotional intimacy, which is of course what we're highlighting today. Is that how important is that for a relationship in itself? Because I'm trying to think of how we sort of navigated through emotional intimacy in the beginning stages of our relationship up until now, marriage. It's been a roller coaster, right? Because
100%.
I remember, I mean, you were sort of scared or shy, if I may put it that way, to sort of like open up to me, like just evoke your emotions to me and just let me know how you really are, like feeling, like tell me.
This goes back
Yeah.
to vulnerability.
Yeah.
I mean, when you are vulnerable with someone, you can easily open up to them. You can easily discuss things with them.
Yeah.
And I think in the beginning of our relationship, of course, I'm not going to open up to you. Of course, I'm
Why
not.
not? Okay, then
Why
what's the
not?
time period, fam? And come on, down on the comment section. How long should it take before we become like more emotionally intimate? Like as in open up, be vulnerable to that extent?
You know what?
How long does it
it's
take?
different for everyone, my personal opinion,
Yeah.
because it depends where what your past is, whether it's your past within like your childhood past or your past as in your previous relationship. I mean, like I could be coming from a past relationship which was for like 10 years. Imagine if I had dated someone for 10 years and now I have to release that emotional intimacy from that person, now apply an emotional intimacy to you who I've just met maybe at breakfast at a club or whatever. So I'm not definitely not gonna open up.
Give me time frame so at least we can help fam bam out there as well. How long would it take?
I think for me it's all dependent on yourself. Like we say, if you still have baggage that you are carrying from the past and you feel like, you know what, you want to open yourself up for this new person, then you need to work on yourself. I think a relationship, it takes two to tango.
Of course.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that, oh no, Disa must do all the work to love me, to show me all the lovey-dovey stuff, but you're forgetting that you're also part of that relationship. So therefore, whatever's weighing me down emotionally is going to block off so many things, then I won't be able to open up to him. So so it depends.
It depends. Okay, we'll leave it at that, fam. It depends on various circumstances, right? Like your past, and again, we're going back to last week's chat about self-worth as well.
100%.
So they're all intertwined, right?
100%.
But is it safe to say then that being vulnerable goes hand in hand with trust? How much you trust me with your emotions, with your feelings. You understand? Because another issue, if you want to find out if you're suffering from the emotional intimacy or being emotionally intimate with your partner, I believe one of them is you failing to express your emotions and your feelings like full force.
Okay.
So for instance, if every time I'm asking you, hey babe, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And every time you reply, I'm fine. I'm just okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
That
I need more than that.
That shows that, you know what, I don't trust you well enough to
really
let you
express
know
how I feel.
I mean, sometimes every day is different, babe. Sometimes, you know, when someone asks you, hey, how are you doing? The typical standard answer is, oh, I'm good, thank you. But deep down, you know that you're not doing good.
But you see, those are just random people. Or not really random, but it could be your acquaintances. You know what I mean? Here we're talking a relationship. You know, we're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or fiance. It depends, right? But I want to know why, like, that struggle to really open up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you said.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's trust. It's trusting that, you know what, if I open up to Udise right now, he's gonna take care of me. You know, I think everyone that's in a relationship wants to know that they are worthy. You know, they are well taken care of. I mean, we hear so many poems and so many love poems and whatever that says, take care of my heart, here's my heart, I'm giving it to you.
I think I read one of those poems to you once upon a time. Nah, you know, don't give me credit.
I don't know. I can't remember, baby.
I'll juggle
my memory.
Don't worry, I'll let you know.
Yes. So obviously, there are more than violets are blue, roses are red. I get it. So take care
but
of my
it's part
heart.
of. I get it.
Yeah. So basically, yes. You know, you tell the person that, no, here's my heart, I'm giving it to you. And I think that there was a big transition as well, you've seen with me, where for a long time I didn't fully open up to you, and then eventually now then it's like a weight off your shoulders. The moment you start to open up to your partner, it's like, oh my gosh, I can fully trust him, and you know, knowing if I tell him everything, he will lift me up. You know, he won't ridicule me, he won't, you know, do anything bad. You know, when you say, baby, how are you doing, you need to be able to be descriptive, which is very important. Be descriptive and say, no, I'm not okay, I'm dealing with this, because like we said, is that if you do not do those things, your sexual intimacy will be hindered. You know, and you don't understand why.
And essentially the relationship itself.
And essentially the relationship as well. I mean, think about it. I think I've said this before in previous videos, is that sometimes if you are not intimate with your partner, and then you find somebody else to be intimate with, but in terms of emotional intimacy, that could put a big hindrance on it, because I think for me it goes hand in hand with physical cheating, because when you are too emotionally
yeah,
attached to
yeah.
someone, you trust them more than your own partner.
Yeah.
You end up falling
So,
in
yeah,
love with
red
them or
flags.
being infatuated with them
Yeah.
because they understand your situation,
Yeah.
which is wrong. So you rather be open and vulnerable with your partner, the way Jesus just became so vulnerable and be like, you know what, right now I'm going through some stuff, Lord, please
Exactly.
take this cup away from me so that I can just just be,
Exactly, and exactly to your point now, Jesus became vulnerable not just to God but to his disciples.
100%.
You understand? Those he was leading, he became open and told them how he was truly feeling, and they could then understand that, man, even the Son of God is feeling like this. Like, wow. And they believe that, no, you know what, he really does love us because he's opening himself up to us. Back to your point, Yore, if you're not being emotionally intimate with your partner and opening up and being vulnerable, that's what we're trying to say here, is that one shouldn't then wonder why then your partner is sort of being counseled, or maybe is more close to other people, and now you're wondering, are you cheating on me? What's going on? Why do you have other female friends? If it's a guy or if it's a girl, why do you have male friends? It's because those other people are lending their ears more than you are, or you're not opening up your heart as much as. But you know what, there's also a lesson behind it. There's a flip to it. Like with me, I had to learn to be patient with you.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Okay.
That's the other lesson.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think that in as much as I need to have patience for you to sort of, like you said, it's a new relationship. I mean, there's no time frame and limits we can put to this and say within a year or two you should be so vulnerable with me, right?
100% no.
So I need to learn to be patient with you. Obviously be persistent in that. Come on, tell me a little bit more. Like, how are you truly feeling? I can see you're not well. So you just saying I'm not fine, it's not enough. Like, tell me, are you anxious? Are you scared? Are you angry? What is wrong? And open up to me, because I'm here to I'm not just here for the good times. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm not just here for the good times of going out and vacations and all the.
But when it comes to deep emotional things, you're not there.
That's where I want to be with you, because I want to carry you. You know what I mean? And we're here to carry each other's burdens in a way.
I mean, like, if it's for forever,
especially when it comes to forever,
marriage, and it's forever. I mean, like, you don't want to be stuck and not being able to chat to your partner, which is very, very important.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you need to be able to communicate with one another. You need to work on it, and it's a work in progress. It's not easy.
It is.
It's not.
So how did you then sort of get over I can't trust this man, or let me just open up now? What is that tipping point? Yeah, like, what is that tipping point for you?
Bicky by bicky, guys. Small by bicky.
Yeah.
Just little by little, you just slowly communicate with one another. You, like you said, you were persistent. This is a persistent guy, guys. I think you guys know this
I want it now. Like now.
So yes, we got to walk through the journey together and just be understanding that when they say communicate, they really mean
it's a real deal, hey? Like, for real though.
Yeah. Communicate, like I just said, it's about being more descriptive with your words and not giving one word answers when you are communicating. Have you ever seen, like, even on movies, when there was a South African movie, where the couple just went on couples counseling, and you can see them trying to, like, calm down during an argument and be like, I feel like we need to. I feel so that the person understands that this is how they are feeling in order to be able to solve the problem.
That is so true. Sure. So now here we are, fam. We've discussed trust issues as part of insecurities in relationships. We have spoken about self-worth or the lack thereof, and how that can be somewhat an hindrance in your relationship and sort of be a red flag for you being insecure or your partner being insecure. And we spoke about, well, today that's the intimacy one, and we spoke about feeling easily attacked in a relationship. And in summary, from
self-worth as well.
Yeah, self-worth, I did mention. In summary, for me, it's a matter of, before you entertain a relationship, and I think we did mention this in the previous ones, is that consider your reasons as to why you want to be in a relationship. What are you trying to get out of it? But not just get out of it, but what are you willing to give? to it.
That, I'm sorry, that is such a big point. You guys do not understand what Disa just said. I just need you to repeat that last point again.
So it's not just about what you want to get out of a relationship. The question is, what are you willing to give into a relationship?
Because relationship is about giving. We are here to be servants
Man,
for one another.
Are you teary-eyed?
You know why? Because this like speaks so much
on.
volumes.
I wish I had tissue.
No, man, I'm not that emotional. It's because it literally just hit me like, whoa. Like, it's the truth. We are here to be servants to one another. The moment you serve the next person with love, with vulnerability, with your whole heart. Jesus came to to earth. God in human form came to earth to serve. He humbled himself in order to serve us. Why can't we do that? He showed the perfect example of love, and that is the true definition of love. That is when we say God is love.
That's it.
Because he can, just give you. He gives you freely, willingly, and that's what we need to embody. That's what we need to give. It's difficult sometimes because sometimes you feel like the next person is not giving you, and you are giving all the time.
Yes.
That's when you know that you are not in the right relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to say it.
I agree. I truly agree.
Yeah, you need to be able to give one another, to serve one another. If I know Hore Lisa loves a cup of coffee in the morning, that's okay. Then we're talking about acts of service. Then we're talking about different kind of love languages. But at the end of the day, with love languages, you are serving their love language.
That's it.
You're not serving your love language, but in the hopes that the next person will serve yours.
Exactly. And that's why I always advise, individuals who say, I'm not sure if I should be in a relationship or not. And I say, okay, cool. It's all good and fair that you have this wish list for the perfect relationship, the perfect partner, and the person that you're looking for, and they must have this and that, and you can list all of those requirements. But it's always going to be okay. But what are you willing to give? What are you bringing to the table? Because the question is, you've painted the perfect individual that you're looking for, but are you that perfect individual for them? Are you what they're looking for?
And then obviously there's compromises, there's things.
There's sacrifice.
The sacrifices
Of
that
course.
you have to be like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice this part. But at the end of the day, you cannot sacrifice completely yourself. Then you're not who you are.
Yeah, then you're
losing
pretending.
you're using your true self for the person.
Yeah.
So yes, make sure that there's a good balance. There just needs to be a balance. You both carry the yoke. You both carrying the yoke in order to have a successful life.
Yeah, and relationship. So of course, fam, if you're in this situation right now, situationship, where you're somewhat picking up some red flags, communication is what we're gonna say, right?
Yeah.
Talk to your partner, right? If you're feeling a little bit insecure, speak to them. It's easy to just seek help from other people and hear what they have to say about your relationship. But if you've not spoken to them first, your partner, then you're not going to solve much, right? Get to talking, get to sharing and speaking about what is it that you desire out of your relationship, and figure out, as well as what we always say is that pray about your relationship. Bring it to God firstly and ask God that, is this where you want me to be? And of course, you need to be willing to listen, have that, the obedience of listening.
Yeah.
Be obedient and listen. If you're in the wrong relationship, fam, I feel like I'm talking to someone right now. You're in the wrong relationship, right? And you need to either get out, just be honest, and don't force things, right? You know what to do. But other than that, we want to really just say that we praying for all relationships. Like, this is our heart's desire always, that relationships don't just end up as mjolo nje. We want beyond mjolo. We always want the altar. We always want the vows to be shared and said.
I do.
And we want the I do's.
But the I do's come with serving.
They come with serving, right?
I think I'm just gonna keep that.
They come with serving.
They come with serving. One another.
And like, man, fam, we're always checking in on our marriage every year, as you guys would know.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
And
I hope you guys are also doing that.
Yeah.
In your relationships, every
check
6
in
months,
with one another. Yeah.
every every month.
If you
know?
wanna, yeah.
No, but every month is nice because then you're setting the goals per month.
Per month,
you know? Guys, we're already at the end of February. In March.
It's the year's
going. Like there is no time to waste. Like make sure that you do what you want to do in life.
That's it.
Don't waste it. If you want to love your person better, do it. Start now. Don't wait for Valentine's Day 2023 to be able to show them or gift them. You know, you can show them love every single day. Yeah.
And last but not least, like the Bible says, do not awaken love if it's not ready.
Woo.
Do not awaken it. So if you are insecure and you're always on edge about your partner, things are not...
You're dealing with insecurities, or you're dealing with a lot of things.
You know what?
If you're still dealing with your past.
You know what I mean? Just back up a little bit, deal with self, fix self, figure out self.
Love thyself.
Then love self, of course. And then we can look to the next relationship. But it's been so much fun, fam. And such a pleasure to sit here. Just an ordinary couple, fam. Just us talking what we have experienced and what we feel like we would love to share with you guys. And we want to hear your opinions. And do comment down below and let us know what you have thought of the series. Would you like more of these kind of chats? And
it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Until more videos that are coming and hopefully more content, right?
Of course. Until the next video.
Oh, vlog fam, we love you
too much. Bye.